Hi, I'm Catherine Fayel, and I'm the chef here at Grandview on Brier. My husband Marcus and I run the restaurant, and our son Seth is the waiter who served you this morning. So it's a little bit of a family-operated business. Our restaurant has been here since the 80s, and the owner of this lodge is Virginia Tudor, and she and her husband ran it for a while, and she also had a bunch of other cooks, chefs over the years, and in the last 5 years she decided that it was too much work for her to run the restaurant, so she decided to look for people who wanted to lease it. Do you know what a leasehold agreement is? Anyone? So that means that we don't own the restaurant, we just pay a rent to run the restaurant. We deal with all of the sales and the money and the staff and the food and the menu, but it's actually her business. She owns the business, we own the Grandview on Brier business. Brier Island Lodge, she owns. So it's just an agreement we both have. Okay. When we first took it over, we had a lot of problems and hurdles. One of them being that we couldn't find staff. And we actually hired 5 youth in the first year, and they've worked with us for all 3 years, the same 5 youth, Seth being one of them. He started when he was 14. So yeah, it provides a lot of employment in the area. This area is underemployed. There isn't a lot of opportunity for young people, so we provide a lot of seasonal jobs for a lot of people. We have about 14 people on our staff, and we also take a lot of pride in the food that we serve. We have a garden out back, which I think that you'll be filming, and we try to get as much food as we can from that, and we really enjoy plating the food and making it look nice. So it's just kind of a feel-good moment for us, and also we're in this beautiful location. So every day I come to work and I say, wow, I'm really happy and lucky and grateful that I get to work here. Okay, so we try to get as much local food as we can. That being said, we can't do all of it. As you see, we live on an island, so there are only limited things that we can get on the island. But on the island, we can get the scallops that we use. The fish that we use is from Digby Neck. The smoked fish we use is from the town of Digby. And halibut we can buy locally. Some of the other things have to be brought in by suppliers like O.H. Armstrong, which some of you may be familiar with. It's in the valley, but a lot of commercial suppliers won't come out here because we're too far. So we really have to just take who we can get. But a lot of the produce that we do have comes from the greenhouse, and you will see that later when you go and pick some of it. And actually the trays this morning, all of the tomatoes that I put on there came out of the greenhouse. And I thought it might be fun when you're picking vegetables to recognize all of those different little varieties of tomatoes. I have a great home cook who works in the kitchen with me, Janet, and she does all of the baking, and she's a great, she makes a lot of preserves. So we make our own pickles, we make our own granola, which is gluten-free and organic, and we make mustard pickles, tomato chow, we make all of our own sauces and dressings. So yeah, we just make it, and she's a very, very fast, so like once or twice a week we come in at 6 in the morning and just dash through and make all of these things for the week, yeah.
I have been eating here for all 3 years that they've been running this restaurant, and I love the food. You know, people who visit Brier Island, they're out hiking and whale watching and a lot of, you know, working hard. I always look forward to coming back and eating this delicious food. We work hard for it, and man, it is just the best reward after a long day.